So moving on, our next session is on investment platform showcase, Jarvis. So for this, I would request Sumit Chanda, CEO and founder, to please come on the dais. A big round of applause for him, everyone.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everybody. I am audible, right? So good afternoon once again. I am Sumit. I am the CEO and founder of Jarvis Invest. Uh, Jarvis. So I am not getting deeper into the presentation because let's wait for some more people to get in. But just a bit of overview. So we use big data and artificial intelligence to create a lot of market analytics. Now we use this technology for looking at nearly 12 million parameters of the equity markets pertaining to the Indian stock market. And we create a lot of smart analytics within our system. Now, these analytics has got multiple usages. So we have built in multiple products, which I will talk about, which practically can be made used for anybody running a fund or any research house, anything to do with equity research or fund management. Now what we have been doing is, so this is a 6-year-old company. In the last 6 years, the first product that we created was a retail customer-based portfolio management product that can be done very simply by installing our mobile app, Android, iOS. So that was the first thing that we launched back in 2019. As we speak, we have got more than 100,000 customers using the product. Now we have also started getting into the institution business. So which means is we let our algorithms or the codes mature over the last 4 years, and which runs on a lot of reinforcement learning based neural network models. So when I'm saying code matured is the code needs to learn from the live market data feeds, and it learns by itself. So there is a reward and a penalty mechanism which is built in the system, which understand whether my prediction was right, wrong, and it relearns within itself. So we have got a 4-year history of that learning, which makes our prediction accuracies very high. So when we look at a forward market prediction of stocks, so it can either be an upside prediction or a downside prediction. And currently we are having about 86% accuracy on an upside prediction, which is anywhere between 15 days to 44 days, like 15 days to 2 months you can say. And on the downside, we have got a prediction of about 93%. With few sectors, especially cement and metals, we were never wrong in the last 4 years. So we have 100% accuracy when we said that, okay, these stocks in this particular sectors are going to fall, they fell. So that's the kind of models that we have created. The proof of the pudding is we have been using the same models for running our own portfolio product, the retail portfolio product, and the returns that we have generated practically has outperformed every other equity-based asset classes or products in any of these time periods. So I may look at 1 year from today, 2 years from today, I can look at a March to March. We have practically outperformed every other equity-based products in the market. Now, what we have done is on the institution side, we have tested it. This product can practically add 2.5 to 3 times the kind of, provide an outperformance over the existing return or benchmark, whichever it is, whichever way you look at it. This model can practically be now used by, as you can see, it can practically used by any insurance company running a ULIP product, any AMC for mutual funds, any PMS house, AIF house for conducting research. It can also be any wealth management company, robo-advisory, or even a treasury desk at a bank or a corporate. So anybody and everybody who's into the business of either equity research or wealth management or fund management practically can make use of this product. Talking about us, I already said a bit on the roadmap. So we are there into existence since the last 6 years. The first product we launched back in September 2019 was the retail portfolio management product. Back in April 20, when we got hit by the first wave of COVID, we had to immediately pivot our model. We went into distribution model. So as we speak, we have got about 1,200 distributors who are actively selling our product in the market today in the country. September, we have done a soft launch of the institution product. However, you would have never seen any of our press releases or heard about us because all of those things we have practically kept under the cover. We will do it in December. Uh, at the same time, we have expanded to Dubai. So along with the Indian capabilities, now we have built-in capabilities for the US markets, which we are launching from DIFC Dubai, and also Australian market ASX, which we are launching from Sydney. So these are the three markets we have started covering now, and probably in the next 1 to 2 years, we should be looking at around 8 to 10 more markets beyond what we are doing today. Now, I would not say typically the problem that we are identifying, but I would say the pain points what we have identified is on the overall fund management part. So I'm sure I don't have to explain anything on the fund management to anybody here. So what happens in that entire process is NSE has got more than 2200 stocks listed. Now doing a research out of the 2200 stocks is humanly practically impossible. कोई भी नहीं कर सकता वो चीज़. And that's the reason many a times, or rather I would say always, we select a universe. So we want to create a fund based on say mid and large cap, or only large cap, or maybe NSE 500 or a BSE 200. So we tag that as a selection bias, because probably the 1000 stock could have been your multi-bagger and could have been a good fundamental stock also, but हमने उसको ignore कर दिया क्योंकि the universe we selected was less than that. Then moving on to the next thing, that generally we apply a lot of filters, screeners, which can be in the form of say, I want to look at stocks which have an EPS growth of more than 10 years of the last 2 years. Maybe stocks which have declared dividend in the last 1 or 2 years. So ऐसे बहुत सारे types के there are filters or screeners that we apply, and we reduce the universe from, even if you have started from 500 stocks, अब मैं 180 तक लेकर आ जाता हूँ. Then we actually start doing the fundamental analysis. We do the forecasting models. We do plant visits, branch visits, factory visits, understand the business model. Now these things takes up a lot of time. So doing a proper fundamental research on one particular stock takes anywhere between 15 days to 25 days. And if I have to create a fund, being a fund manager, then you can assume the amount of time I would require from scratch to build a fund. And moreover, we look at a lot of backward data कि stock ने आज तक क्या किया है. Based on that, I will see कि future में क्या करेगा. And we say that creates a bias. Now, fortunately, unfortunately, that's how the ecosystem has been running globally. It's not only India or us, but it's practically globally, it is running in the same model. So what we have done is, we have applied deep tech to it, and a layer of hyper personalization, wherein we also look at all of this historical data. We look at from an Indian market standpoint, we look at last 17 years data, which includes everything on the fundamental side, time series, everything. We look at sentiment data also. Now sentiment, again, we categorize in 3 parts: macroeconomic sentiment, company specific sentiment, and people sentiment, because these are the only 3 factors that would influence the moment of the stock. और तो इसके बाहर कुछ होता नहीं है. So we have built 3 different engines which runs on artificial intelligence, which looks at the macro sentiment, company specific events and sentiments, and people sentiment. इसमें से कोई भी move होता है, so we get the first mover advantage कि ये stock के साथ क्या होने वाला है. It might fall, it might rise, or it might be stable, whatever it is. And all of it, so you can see all the points here which are mentioned. So we run artificial intelligence. There are nearly there are multiple neural network models which are built in, which helps us predict where the stock price is going to move in the next 15 to 44 days. Positive भी हो सकता है, negative भी हो सकता है, but we define that with the level of accuracy. And so far, 86% is the upside prediction accuracy, and 93% is the downside prediction accuracy. This is like an illustration of the entire neural network model, although it's बहुत complicated हो, but थोड़ा simplify करके we have tried to show how this entirely moves. You can see that we are doing a price prediction, estimated period, and accuracy. Now typically our accuracy would look something like this. So you can see there's a Bajaj Auto last 2 years chart I am showing you, and there are 2 lines here. One is the actual movement of Bajaj Auto, and second is our prediction of Bajaj Auto. Now the fun part here is that the prediction line moves, as I said, anywhere between 15 days to 44 days in advance to the actual stock movement. So now you can see the level of accuracy that we have been able to track it, and if not the exact price, my system at least understand the direction where the stock is going to head in the next 1 month or 2 months, and that's more than enough for us to identify किसको कौन सा stocks identify करना है, कौन सा recommend करना है, कौन सा exit करना है, and all those stuffs. So these solutions are divided into 11 different APIs that we have created. These APIs have multiple usages. So there are chips you can see, like for example, a portfolio creation can practically be used by a retail. So it can be a bank, it can be a robo-advisor, it can be a wealth management company, or it can also be used by research institutions. Whereas if you look at a fundamental analysis, now a retail might not make any sense of fundamental analysis, but the AI-based fundamental analysis can practically be used by any fund house, any institution, any insurance company, PMS, AIF house. So, and again, you can see there are 3 different sentiment APIs that are displayed here. So one is the content sentiment, which is basically the macroeconomic sentiment that I was talking about. Second would be the keyword sentiment, which is the company specific sentiment, and third is social sentiment, which is the people sentiment. So between these 3 things, practically, I mean, for risk management, I would say with experience, you don't need a fundamental analysis, you don't need a technical analysis, you just need these 3 graphs to move live on your screen, which will simply tell you what is going to happen with the stock next. Because these are the only 3 things that would move the stock. And we have the first mover advantage because practically we are consuming tons of information live in our system. Probably we are sleeping here, something is happening in the US, my system knows it. And my system also knows what to do tomorrow morning when the market opens. Along with the APIs, we have also created this as a fund manager's analytics terminal. So not every institution would have a tech-based technology team or something like that. So for them, we have also created a fund manager's analytics terminal. So everything that you can do using our APIs can practically be done on the terminal also. The only difference is on using the API, you can practically run a batch process. On the terminal, you probably have to do individual stock research and all. But it is of it's of great help from the perspective that now you don't have to depend on any biases. You practically know that which are the stocks I should see simply. So if my fundamental call out of the 2200 stocks gives you a buy call for say 600 stocks, that can become your new universe rather than an NSE 500. So it can simply change the perspective of how we look into doing a research. And then again, there are many models. You can have the entire demo of that on my booth outside. We can run by you. In fact, we can also provide you a beta usage kind of a thing. So you can very well visit our booth, understand, look at the demo, look at the kind of predictions that we are able to do, look at some of the sentiment analysis that we are able to do, and you can also use the product as a beta tester. We don't mind having you on board for 15 days to 1 month. So we'll love to have you. As far as the organization is concerned, so this is where we are looking ourselves at. This is practically looking at being into 8 different markets, majorly into institutions. Now institutions are also divided into retail and research. On the retail side, we will directly be producing product and giving it to whoever wants it. And on the research side of it, we will augment the overall research capabilities of the fund houses. Apart from that, there are some of the retail products that we have, which is already there. So you can go to Jarvis Invest on your Android or iOS phone, you can install. That's the retail portfolio management product that we have, when the ticket size starts anywhere from 30,000 rupees. But this product is very different from the institution product. So that is more on the research part, this is more on the product part. So I think that's all from me on the presentation part. Happy to answer any questions, or you can visit my booth to get any answers. Any questions? Please. Absolutely, yes. So there's a risk management filter which is built in at the very beginning. So any stock where we identify there is a risk will not pass through. Any risk.
And the risk reward is the user can specify a risk reward, or the model will throw up a trade and then we can decide, the user have to decide what risk
No,
reward.
user can decide it. So be it a retail user, be it an institution level, they can decide what kind of risk you want to have, what flavor of risk you want to have. You can decide that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Nothing. Thank you so much. So you, in case of any questions, we are there for the entire day. We'll be happy to answer any other things. Thank you so much.
A big round of applause for him, everyone. With that, I would request Mr. Senthil to please come here on the dais for the felicitation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.